back. We've just had a keynote address from Eric Sprott. Wow. All I can tell you is that, the Central is going to be on wheels over the next few years. Right now, I have a very interesting person here. His name is Clyde Drew, and he has been doing carving demonstrations throughout the duration of the 3-day show. So there's a bit of noise here now. People are actually taking their booths down, but I wanted to talk to Clyde. Clyde, could you go ahead and first of all just introduce yourself, and then we'll chat about some of your beautiful carvings.
Yeah, my name is Clyde Drew. I'm from originally from Con River. I live in St. Albans, Bay of Spear right now.
And how did you get into carving, Clyde?
I started off around 30, 40 years ago, somewhere around that. Yeah, with little small pieces of wood. And then I moved into moose antler, and I carved out different images.
So this is made out of moose antler?
It's made out of moose antler.
Moose antler. Yeah. And this piece, I got to tip down only because it'll block us a little bit.
Yeah.
This is, and he's got a lot over at his booth there. Just look at that.
Yeah.
Isn't that spectacular?
Yeah, it's not finished yet.
No?
When it was just, this is just started, and when it's finished, it's polished. I do a lot of polishing on that.
So, he was 30, 40 years ago, young fella. Did you have anyone training you, or did
Nobody
you just...
trained me. I taught myself how to wood carve, and I taught myself how to do this.
Is that right?
And I'm doing it for, like say, 40 years, and I've been doing shows for the last 20 years.
Isn't that something else?
And
oh my God.
That piece there is a wood burl. From actually, that's I got a native background.
Yeah.
So I'm from Con River originally, and I usually do a lot of native type of carvings, right?
So Clyde, tell me how you ended up here at this show. What prompted, I guess, the invitation?
Well, the committee, I think, from the show, emailed me and asked me would I come over and do a demonstration. And I told them yes, so I decided to go. So I started to get a little bit of publicity because I haven't been out for a while.
Yeah.
So I've been a little bit, I had problems with my heart for the last couple of years, right?
Yep.
So that slowed me down, but I'm back again, going at her again.
So I've got so many questions. Let's talk about the wood carving first. How long would something like that take you to carve?
Well, I started this one this weekend, and I had it shaped out before that. And what I did was I did a little bit more carving on the face, and done a lot of sand. Well, not a little, a lot of sanding on it. And
wow.
It took me about, I was here yesterday the whole day just sanding it. So it takes a longer time of that to carve that piece.
Did that start out as just a piece, like a stump?
Yeah, it was a burl. It was a round burl.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what it started out to be. And I took away a lot of stuff. And a lot of stuff I took away, and a lot of stuff I put in there. I created it as a way.
It's absolutely stunning. So, what type of wood is that?
That's I think it's what we call witch hazel.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right name, but I don't think it's a hardwood.
Is that the type of wood you prefer to work with? Because it's...
Well, it's burl, see?
Yeah? What does that mean? I don't even know what that means.
Well, it's a burl is a growth on a tree.
Okay.
You see them...
Oh, yeah, kind of, like almost a big pimple.
Yeah, and then they come really big. I mean, you see some of them that high and that wide and weighs a ton. But I go out and collect some and brings them in and lets them dry for about a year, and then goes into them and carve.
So you had a piece up on stage at the keynote. Piece, is that piece back here, or is it still out there?
That piece is supposed to be coming back here.
Yep.
They say that.
Yeah. And you donated it, did you?
I donated it to a charity fund. I'm not sure which name the charity fund is.
We'll find out for you. That's fantastic. I can tell you this, the number of people that came to me, if they saw me chatting with you, they wanted to know how to do the silent bid. You know, I can see why they would want it. I'm absolutely in awe of what it is you do. So, talk a little bit about this. This is the antlers, right? This is moose antler.
Yes, moose antler. Yeah, I do a lot of. That's my Aboriginal background.
Yeah.
I still do a little bit in wood that way, but that's all done with a Dremel, and that's a raven.
Yep.
And an eagle, and that's the tree of life. There and they're not. That's not finished.
So
I'm carving all the way into here, and you see all the.
Yeah, you're going inside.
Yeah,
let's see if people can see that.
I tried to get a 3D look to it, right?
Have you done this type of thing before?
Yes.
Yeah. That is incredible. So I'm seeing, I don't know if people can see before we talk about it, you have pencil markings. So is that how you start? You put the pencil markings on it?
When I figures out what's going to be there, the type of thing what I'm going to put there.
Yeah.
And then I go in I'm going to put this type of thing here, or turtle, or probably a wolf. It wasn't big enough for a wolf, but I could put a wolf there. That type of thing. That's the way I operate. I just use my own imagination as I go.
Yeah. Wow. So you've been doing this for 30, 40 years. Is this your main source of income?
Yeah, I've been living off this for the last 40 years.
Clyde, how does that make you feel to be able to create something from scratch and make a living for yourself?
Oh, great. I just love it. I do that every day. 8 hours a day. I'm out working at something, creating something.
I'm absolutely, I'm almost speechless because, you know, the incredible beauty of the way you're carving under this is like a vine growing, right?
Yeah.
And you're carving in under it. It's just, I've never actually seen anything like it. In fact, I've never had a moose antler in my hand before. It's
pretty hard, isn't it?
No kidding. It's very hard. Yeah. So I can see why you enjoy working with this.
Oh yeah, but the finish work on this is really, really, really good.
Yeah.
When I polish this up, you look at that, you'll be surprised how nice it comes out.
Yeah. So let's ask, how do people find your work? Do you have a website?
I have a website, Clyde Drew at bellalliant.net. That's my email number.
Right, so it's Clyde, C-L-Y-D-E, Drew, D-R-E-W,
at bellalliant.net.
That's your email.
And I'm on Facebook. I got a site on there, Clyde Drew, Drew's Carvings. And all my stuff is 90% of my stuff is on there.
So
they can go in and look at that, and if they want to buy something, then I usually set it up and emails and set it up that way. That's
it. That's how it works.
A lot of guys phones and they want. Okay, I want a humpback whale there. I want this, so I go and create the piece for him, and then send a picture. And if he likes it, you say yes, you're going to buy it. So that's how we work.
I'm going to put you on the spot now. You've been at this a long time, 4 decades. Do you remember the very first carving that you did? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I did. The first carving I did, I worked in Lab City. That's just the beginning when I started. And a friend of mine brought me down a piece of wood, and I had what you call Gouda cheese. You know what? That wax thing that comes on ball around that cheese. I took that and I made a ball out of it, and I started carving that. Wow. First, that's what I started, and then I said, well, I could do something else, with that. So that's what I did, and it worked out good. And then I knew I had something. That was the beginning. So anyway.
So let me ask you another question. Out of all these carvings that you've made, do you have a favorite?
Oh, you go on my site, you'll see how many. I have tons of carvings I've been on over years. Right?
Yeah.
I've done the Toronto show for let's see, 10 years, and Ottawa shows. I was doing all the craft shows at the time, right? And I learned a lot through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there is always one carving you don't want to sell.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's always one there.
And you still retain that one in your house?
No, I didn't. I sold it back. Well, I think the band council bought one of the first ones I had, down the Con River. I think.
Yeah. Well, I can see why.
Yeah, it's hard to get. Some of them was hard to get rid of. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I didn't want to sell them, but that's it. And when you make a living at this, you got to be able to. You got to move it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to sell it if you want to survive, right? So that's it.
Clyde, I can tell you this, I'm so happy that we had time. You know, I've talked so much to mining people the past 2 days, and believe me, that was enjoyable.
Yes.
This is something else. I've actually never spoken to someone who can carve like this, and it's just an incredible inspiration to be sitting with you.
Yeah.
Clyde, I really want to say thank you for taking the time out of working over there and carving to show our followers what it is you're doing. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.